Hey guys, today we're going to be looking at how to find distance between 2 points on a coordinate plane using Pythagorean theorem. So here we have an example and they've already given us a triangle on the coordinate plane. And they tell us to use the Pythagorean theorem to determine the shortest distance between the 2 points and then rounding to the nearest tenth. Well, I know the nearest tenth is one number behind my decimal point. And if I look down at the bottom, I want the distance between points A and points B. So point A right here and point B. So we are finding this distance. And so what they've already done for me is create a right triangle on the coordinate plane so that I can use Pythagorean theorem. So when they're asking me for the horizontal distance means I'm going to look left to right. And so I see this is my horizontal distance. So I can count on the coordinate plane, and I see that that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So the horizontal distance is 8 units. My vertical distance, which is going to go from A down, so the up and down distance, is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So my vertical distance is 11 units. And that's where I use my Pythagorean theorem relationship to solve for the distance of c squared. So a squared is 8 squared plus the vertical distance 11 squared will equal c squared. So then I can use my calculator. 8 squared is 64 plus 11 squared, which is 121. And all of that will equal c squared. So when I find my sum, I see that 185 is equal to c squared. But I don't want c squared, I want just the distance of c, or just that distance of the hypotenuse. So I need to take the square root of both sides, and the square root of 185 on my calculator is 13.6 when rounded to the nearest tenth. So using Pythagorean theorem, I found that the distance from point A to point B is 13.6 units. All right, we're going to do one more. So now if we look at this example, they've given us the segment, and we see point A and we see point B, but they did not give me a right triangle. So I can just draw one. So I'll draw my vertical distance, and I'll draw my horizontal distance. So the horizontal distance, which goes left to right, is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So the horizontal distance is 9 units. The vertical distance is, which up and down, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And so now I've created my right triangle, and I'm just solving for the hypotenuse of C. So plugging everything into my formula, my Pythagorean theorem formula, a squared, so 9 squared, plus 5 squared will equal c squared. 9 squared is 81, plus 5 squared, which is 25, and that will equal c squared. The sum of 81 and 25 is 106, which will equal c squared. And again, I don't want c squared, I want just the distance of the hypotenuse. So I take the square root of both sides using my calculator. And the square root of 106 is 10.3. So the distance between point A and point B is 10.3 units, which logically makes sense because my hypotenuse is the longest side, so it should be greater than 5 and 9. All right, thank you.